saying that to say that trans women aren't women. I am just saying that those pussies that they got, you know what I mean?
Strong jawlines, big noses. He mocks trans women's voices. He dead names and misgenders Caitlyn Jenner. Claims that she's not a real woman, as well as quite explicitly saying that trans women's vaginas aren't real. Like, dude, fuck off. What trans woman rejected you and hurt you so bad that she made you feel like you had to dedicate your entire career to bullying us and making our lives harder? The beyond pussy jokes. In this arc, he basically says that trans women are not real women. Not in those words, of course, but he does make it very obvious that that is his opinion. And now when I say that trans women are women, I do not mean that trans women are the same as cisgender women. I do not mean to say that they have the same experiences or the same struggles, anything like that. But I am saying that we are both women. Okay, moving on.
And the biggest thing I would say is that their ideas are based in theory, not in any sort of empirical facts, and that they denigrate science because they claim that their theories should trump the scientific research that currently exists.
Where that guy is going to score a lot of points and get a lot of rebounds and assists. Now, it's not to diminish him, it's to contextualize it properly. Now, you could say whatever you want about Harden's history. I don't doubt his regular...
Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle is not going to be closing his special because, you know, everybody's been trying so hard to do it. I think everything's all well said and done now.
A character, a fictional character that is under the age of 18. This is the type of mindset we are dealing with. And again, it's not isolated. It's not isolated at all. There's a pattern of behavior here. When cuties is acceptable, but Dave Chappelle jokes aren't. When the likeness of Dave Chappelle needs to be erased from the Netflix offices. So essentially, the likeness of a black man that you don't agree with has to be erased from the Netflix offices. But cuties is acceptable.
So that being said, I have a lot of things to back up my case here. And there's a lot of things that needs to be said or proven to so everybody can have a clear head of things. Because a lot of things are very confusing now. So, yeah. And also, this is my new background. This is all a work in progress. So if you see the logo twitch, that's because I didn't fix it. So, let's just go on with the, podcast. Well, I changed the name just to NAR cast because it feels more of like a show than an actual podcast. So we're just going to just move on from that, change of artistic direction. But, anyways, yeah, when Dave Chappelle said gender is a fact, everybody was pretty much disagreeing on that fact.
And they canceled her because she said in an interview, and this is not exactly what she said, but effectually, she said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
And honestly, there's a lot of, if people could just take things in like a way that was it science or biology or something that tests there's only two genders? But yeah, like there's only a man and woman because you chose to be a woman or a man. That's basically, I would say, cosmetic. It's not real because your original gender is that gender you was originally created. So you can feel like a man or a woman inside, but at the end of the day, facts are just facts, And, it really hurts a lot of people to realize that. So I just want to make things to be, clear here.
It was a feat of high school biology class that biological sex is biologically real. It's detectable at the DNA level. You are born with it. You don't get to choose it. Just as you don't get to choose your height or your eye color, your susceptibility to breast cancer, or a million other things. It's genetic. Genetics are real. Maybe unfortunately, but doesn't change the truth of it. But now, that's hate speech.
I do trust and respect the transgender community, but they feel like they little bit took it too far. It went a little bit too far, and that's really the problem here. Dude also got attacked. My friend, he's not my friend, but he's my favorite YouTuber, Vito. He got attacked by a dude that worked from Netflix.
My son, you're breaking my son. Don't have free speech rights. Don't have free speech rights of all of you. Oh, look, he's got a weapon. He's got a weapon.
Okay, it definitely is him who says it. Okay, so wow, that's really messed up. That's so stupid.
Having to look back at what everybody commented and everybody's thoughts about the idea of Dave Chappelle's special, and honestly, it's kind of sad that one guy manages to piss off a majority of people to start this protest. And you could say that it's more than that, but it's really because of Dave Chappelle and what his words, came out to be.
About Dave, it's about trying to change the culture and having an impact for others. Attorney Lori Burgess told The Verge, the charge is all about collective action. It's about supporting your coworkers and speaking up for things you cared about. They were allowed to speak up. They did speak up. They made their voices heard very loudly, some of them on social media. But when you start leaking private company information, that's grounds for termination. When you start to burst into high-level meetings in order to protest something, right, during these working hours, that's grounds for potentially a suspension, and that's what happened. But no, these people are trying to make it all about them, just like they have from the very beginning. They have wanted to be victims in this. That has been very obvious. They want to be victims from the very beginning, making it all about them, trying to get Dave Chappelle canceled and fired and unpersoned over the things that he said in this special, because one person on their platform has a different opinion than them and they cannot handle it. It truly is pathetic.
And as a comedian, Dave Chappelle, he is paid to make jokes, and it's up to the people to interpret what he's talking about. So you could take it any way you like it. At the end of the day, Dave Chappelle comes from a very good place, but his jokes, I would say, I do believe his jokes a little bit, it crosses the line on some things, but the things he's saying is true. There's no denying that. Putting something on you is more of like a cosmetic. It's not natural. What's natural is what's on you. Putting something on you is not. So I would consider that cosmetic. Do you remember when Donald Trump, was having this speech, and I guess he started a riot? I can almost compare that to what Dave Chappelle did. I mean, complete difference, but the same, I forgot the word to that, but the same thing almost kind of happened, but except Trump's was a little bit more violent than that. But I do respect their rights as a person and what they care about, but there's some factual things that they need to understand here, and they have to respect the facts. You could say how you feel, but at the end of the day, facts are just facts. And there's a lot of things, I saw a bunch of channels, been doing my research, and it's just, everybody has an opinion, and people just need to calm down. It doesn't need to get this serious. It doesn't need, because there's other ways to solve a problem. That's what I believe. And I don't even know what group they're called, but I really hate to say, I can't even say the LGBT. I can't even say that because it's just my brain is processing words. And if I just get to straight letters, it ain't going to work right for me. So there's no disrespect. And I don't hate gays, transgenders, or anyone. I have gay friends, so there you go. I don't, but I do believe that people should understand there's only two genders in the world because, you know, you can either have a vagina or, you know, a pee-pee. So there you go. I mean, they clear everything up. Shoot, I'm really just, chilling. So, I mean, I don't want to start any ruckus or any problems here. I mean, you can hate the words that come out of my mouth, but, you know, there's a lot of evidence that backs up my statement here. You can, you know, I can't say fact. I'm scared to say fact, even though I probably do think it's a fact. But please excuse me. This past week has been nonsense. Everybody should be calmed down already. I wanted to sit back and see what was going to happen. Obviously, you know, weird stuff has been going on, but don't hate on the man. Just like, there's better stuff to do. I mean, there's better ways to solve an issue, and we just need to like find an understanding to this, because even if the transgender people thought it was just hate speech, it's really how, I mean, you can't really blame him, because if he says something, y'all go back at him, and then his friend died that was also trans, you know, it's basically going back and forth. Things don't work out that way. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. Let's just fix the world, you know? Everybody's is so sensitive these days because these comedians say something that they don't like. It's almost like Paul Mooney talking about white people every single comedy special, if y'all know who Paul Mooney is. But yeah, this dude talks about white people the same rate that Dave Chappelle talks about transgenders. This is, everybody has something to joke about and like what they want to talk about the most. That's just how comedy is, because it's off of personal experiences, but at the same time, we're all just trying to have fun. So that being said, please do comment and give me a subscribe. I am very, very new, so please give me a break. I love all. Peace be with you. And I'm a rookie, so there you go.